Okay, I think we're actually, this is working. All right, so, hi. For those of you who are new to my Facebook page, my name is Kaia. To everyone listening on Instagram, hi. I'm so happy to be here with you. I won't lie, it's been a very long day, and I can't believe I'm actually sitting here in the seat. But you know, what a teaching and what an embodiment of the teachings that we're truly here to be angels in human forms with our wings up, not just in the big moments in our life, but in everyday moments. And it's really why we do anything. It's because we care. We care the way angels do because we are angels in human form. And that's going to be the message that you hear from me over and over again in 2019. And also at the solstice gathering that I am producing in Los Angeles on December 21st. We're going to do an epic Stargate ceremony in Los Angeles with all the archangels, all the orders of angels, the Divine Feminine Ascended Masters. Our overlighting mentor is Mary Magdalene. And although I'm in front of the Mother Mary altar tonight, I'm wearing the Mary Magdalene pendant. So we're bringing that Marian energy stream into tonight's Facebook and Instagram Live. So when we sent out the email for what this Facebook Live is about, it's entitled "Flex Your Angel Wings with Mary Magdalene," and we wanted to walk everyone through this winter solstice guidance that we sent out in an email last week. If you're not on my mailing list, you can easily sign up at kaira.com. And these are some beautiful visualizations that Mary Magdalene, Isis, actually, as well as the archangels offered to me for our community to practice visualizing and meditating upon to strengthen your understanding and deepen and integrate your awareness into the light of your higher self. When I talk about light workers being actual angels on earth, there's a lot that goes into it, but the short metaphysical version of that is that your higher self, the unlimited divinity of your soul, actually exists on another plane of reality. And Vienna Steibel, who's the creator of Theta Healing, actually talks about 7 planes of reality. And on the 5th plane, that's where your higher self exists as an angel in this universe. And when your oversoul, which is even more vast than your higher self, decides that your soul wants to go to the Harvard University of this side of the multiverse, your oversoul sends your higher self to descend from the 5th plane here into the 3rd plane of reality. I'm not talking about dimensions, I'm talking about planes of reality. There are countless dimensions in between planes of reality. So when we're talking about the 7th plane, we're talking about the absolute pinnacle plane of reality that you can connect to with your own source, creator, God, whatever you call that source light from which all of life arises, including you. And as far as the highest plane of reality that your soul can exist on, it would be in that 5th plane. And that's, at the very top of the 5th plane, that's where you find the ascended masters, that's where you find the archangels. And for a absolutely perfect and clear communication between species, between orders, between you and you, actually, and you and your guides, you want to go all the way into that 7th plane reality, where that Sophia source light is awaiting you as simply the unconditionally loving presence of God. Now, the reason why I'm talking about these planes, just to loop back around to why I'm talking about us as angels on earth is because when your oversoul and your higher self decides, hey, I want to go to the Harvard University of this side of the universe, your oversoul sends your higher self to descend into a planetary matrix. Is Earth the only planetary matrix you can have an incarnation in? Absolutely not. There are so many planets in this multiverse that you could go be a human or some other kind of humanoid being or not so humanoid being. And we in particular tend to favor those of us who are here, this particular planet, because it's so, it's such a challenging university of polarities. And we have an extremity of darkness and literal evil. And we also have thank you for the comments on IG. I'm glad you can hear it. We also have that other extreme of heavenly light and absolute unconditional divine love that you can experience on this planet. You can go from absolute evil to absolute pure, holy, divine love. And that extreme for a lot of light workers is mind-boggling. You know, most human beings in general tend to just check out because they can't handle the heat of how extreme the bandwidth of polarities are here. When we are seeking to mentor with ascended masters, as many of you know, I teach about mentoring with ascended masters. I don't teach about worshiping ascended masters, praying to ascended masters, placating to ascended masters. The ascended masters are our friends. They are our allies. They are our friends in high places. And so I teach a system of mentoring with these incredibly high vibrational beings that have walked here on the earth, experiencing these same polarities that you and I have, and they found their way. That's why it's called walking the way. They found their center line. They found the jewel of their divinity within the emotional roller coaster of being in their human form. And they did something amazing with that enlightenment, that recognition, that embodiment of their spiritual awakening, and they created what I call in the Sophia code legacies of love. So when your higher self decides, hey, I want to do that thing, create a legacy of love. I want to experience what it would be like to be a master in human form, not just a master in these angelic realms where everything's always going really well, you know. And so your oversoul will send your higher self to descend into a planetary matrix such as Earth and assemble a body, and it becomes a holographic reality for your higher self to experience through the perception faculties of your human body, this realm of form. And all of the teachings and all of the life lessons and all of the polarities, that really extreme playground of consciousness that we come in here to discover. Oh, are we going to let the outer reality rock us, maybe even flatten us on the ground, wipe us out in fear? Or is the extremity of this playground in consciousness going to wake us up to the totality, the invincibility, the almighty power of our own divine light, downloading into these holographic human forms? Now, even though your human form is a holographic experience of perception, does that mean it's any less important or real? Absolutely not. The multiple sacred texts across the ages, including the Sophia Code, proclaim the truth that the human body is the holy chalice for your own divinity. It is the Ark of the Covenant. It is the temple of God that you have been given to take care of. Let me say that one more time. Your human body is the temple of God that you decided you wanted to learn how to priestess or priest and take care of. You know, in the Native American church, we talk about if you can take care of one feather, just one feather for a 24-hour ceremony, and nothing happens to that feather, and you get through an entire night of ceremony, which there's a lot that happens to ceremony, you never put that feather down, and you're always in such a good way with that feather, then maybe you can go on to learn how to treat a fan in a good way. And that's what we're talking about with your human body. That's what your higher self descending into this plane of reality wants to explore. Can I actually learn how to be with a single human body as a temple of my divinity in such a way that it not only that it creates a legacy of love, it allows me to serve and be an embodiment of this divinity to help others, and it gets my hands in the clay of whatever I want to participate in creating a new paradigm with other souls such as myself. So when your higher self is descending into a planetary matrix, the truth of your divinity, there are many rays of consciousness of your divinity because you've been made in the image and likeness of God. And one of those rays of God is that angelic light that for so many centuries we have placed the realm of the angels as something outside of us, as beings, as these incredible beings that work miracles and help us in our time of need and are there for us, guarding and protecting us and guiding us, as though they are something outside of us. And that's not to say that they aren't, because they are. But you and I are also members of that and of those angelic orders. Every aspect of God that exists within you. In the Sophia Code, we talk about that in chapter 1. It's not possible for you to be anything less than that same source energy. And so as we descend into a planetary matrix, as we descend into form, we are going on this heroic, truly heroic journey to discover all the different facets of this divine consciousness, all the different rays of light that can emanate out of us, that can impact reality, all the different, and including the primordial emptiness, the womb space of the Holy Mother that also exists within all beings, men, women, non-binary individuals, and what that almighty power of the primordial womb space can do through our human consciousness, through our human bodies, our embodiments. But tonight we're focusing on the angelic ray, and we're focusing on how important the angelic ray of our shared divine consciousness, because we have all been made equally divine. We're here to receive the blessings of Mary Magdalene and of course Mother Mary in truly taking one more step closer to exploring, accepting, integrating what it means to be an angel on earth. So for those of you who are highly sensitive light workers, and maybe you felt like since the moment you were born, you came into this reality and just nothing made sense because everything seemed so backwards and there was so much darkness here. That was because, and continues to be, it's because you are innately connected to your angelic light. And your angelic light, the consciousness of the angel that you are, knows that there's a divine will, knows that there's a divine order, knows that everyone is holy, and there's no reason to harm ourselves or each other to discover this holiness that we already are. And to descend here onto this planet and witness the atrocities that are perpetuated every single day. Not only that, in the name of God, in the name of government, in the name of freedom, it's absolutely shocking to a sensitive light worker to have to negotiate that reality day in and day out if you are not consciously connecting with the invincible truth of your divinity. If you're trying to understand this I don't know, I was going to say three-dimensional. It's not three-dimensional. This third plane of reality, you're trying to understand this particular world without communing on a regular basis every day with your higher self, with your connection to the source, with God, with the building that visualization power and presence to remember all of the qualities of your higher self that these ascended masters embody so well for us. They teach us, this is what they're doing. They're mirroring to us, hey, It's not just Mother Mary with her arms open like this. We're capable of this too. So we are learning how to embody this aspect of our consciousness, this angelic light, and through your angelic eyes, you can actually see the purpose of why there is such extreme polarity here. Further, if you look through your angelic eyes at this plane of reality, at all the horrible things that are happening, as well as all of the miraculous things that are happening, and you view reality through your angelic eyes while looking at it from the seventh plane perspective of the Sophia source, what you discover is the ultimate opportunity to be of divine service to others. What you discover is that this level of darkness, this level of atrocities that are being perpetuated all over the world, in this country, in every country on this planet, there are extreme agendas for harming humanity, for wiping out humanity, let alone harming humanity, please. And when you look at how, if you try to look at those agendas without the presence of your angel wings up and looking through the perspective of your angelic light, which is invincible, which is unlimited, you will be crushed by what you see. And I really want you to take that in, because 2019, we're not at the end of what we're seeing in any way. It could actually increase. I don't want to say that. I don't want to put that out there. But I also know that part of this particular moment is pivotal in humanity's evolution. And most of humanity is addicted to suffering. Most of humanity is addicted to the darkness to discover the angelic divine light within its heart. You could think about when your higher self descends into this planetary matrix, it's as though you have amnesia and you have forgotten your divinity. It's like falling into a strange dream. Am I divine? Am I good? Is there a God in the sky? Could God possibly be inside of me? You know? And you go on this heroic journey to awaken to this concept that, yes, there is this omniscient presence that's holding the entire multiverse together through divine love. However, when you're in this planetary matrix of form, you're going on this incredible journey to not only remember that you are connected to that source, but that you are a part of that source, and that you can actually use that source light, including the rays of your angelic light, to awaken yourself out of the dream that most of humanity is addicted to, which is actually a nightmare. The nightmare of extremes, the nightmare of, I need something bad to happen to become a better person. I need something to fall apart so I can pull myself together. I need to sabotage my success so that I can actually keep moving forward, or not actually become powerful and not move forward. It's like we're constantly testing ourselves against ourselves when we're caught up in the nightmare dream. Part of 2019 is awakening your consciousness beyond the need for the darkness to wake you up. Why is that so crucial? It's so crucial because so much of humanity is waiting for some savior outside of itself, or some returning Buddha outside of itself, to shift the paradigm here on earth. Nothing is going to shift. Nobody's going to fall out of the sky to save us. The beings that are in the sky, the star nations, are waiting for us to wake ourselves up. Do you know why? That's called spiritual maturity. That's called, I'm moving out of infancy spirituality and I'm steadily moving into adulthood spirituality, where you no longer need extremities such as evil or darkness to wake you up from your slumber and do your deal here on earth. Embody your higher self, fulfill your divine purpose. Let's just even start with like eating in a really good way. speaking even more kindly to your family members and being more participating in your communities and making a difference. We could even just start there, let alone embodying your higher self and fulfilling your divine purpose. So yes, are there incredible ascended civilizations and star nations and angelic orders that are watching us from the higher realms and are continually offering us divine interventions? Yes, but this paradigm does not shift without you and I waking up from the inside out. We cannot expect these darknesses to just somehow shift if we're not willing to release them from being our teachers to wake up. Oh, I better eat well and exercise because there's chemtrails everywhere every day. And global warming and geoengineering is off the chain right now. Maybe I should actually really invest in my health. It's just like, why does that have to be that thing? Why does it have to get apocalyptic for our species to wake up? So 2019 is all about you and I identifying that it's up to us to be the way showers where we open up our angelic wings and we keep them out. Whether you know it or not, you came here to earth with angel wings. You might not see your angel wings. Most people keep them stuffed behind their shoulder blades and behind their backbones. How do I know this? Because I'm psychic and I see it. And what I also get to see is when people open their angel wings out, it's stunning. What's so beautiful is that the angel wings open from your soul's light out of your back, out of the back of your heart. And so often people's angel wings tower above their heads. I'm not kidding, like tower above them. If you could only see how big your angel wings are, you wouldn't be afraid of anything. Honest to God, you'd be like, bring it. I am here as the invincible light of Sophia God. What you got? So I want to explore these visualizations that I sent out in the email this week, practice them with you because, we can have a lot of fun with this. I mean, one of the interesting things about living in such extreme times is that when you step over the bridge in your consciousness to accept that you are this holy divine being and part of your holy divinity is to be this angel in human form, does that mean you're perfect? Let's just cover that. No, it means that you're this being of light that is devoted to living in accordance with a divine will that wants for you to prosper and everyone else to prosper in all ways. That means you're always going to show up to do your best. It means you're always going to be the most loving person in the room. That means you're always going to practice generosity when you want to be cheap. It means you're always going to show up and want to do the right thing and encourage others and support others to do what's best for them as well. That would be examples of being an angel in human form. Right there. Those are some just practical examples. Okay, so let's just take a look at what. Okay, so we're talking about, that was the last thing I wanted to say. So when you shift into exploring, playing, deepening into this holy light energy that you are, that you don't have to earn, you don't have to take a workshop to get it. God already gave it to you, all right? You have to have the faith and the willingness to go within and start experiencing this light that you are. And as you do, what does it do? It begins to shift your frequency higher and higher and higher, all the way up to the fifth plane, all the way up to the seventh plane, right back into what we call communion with God. Now, the Catholic Church likes to, call communion a wafer at an altar. I've got an altar here, and I got to tell you, the Ascended Masters tell me communion happens every day within my heart as I open my heart up to this light within me. So that's my version of communion. And, whatever works for you. But this one I can take with me wherever I go. I don't need to have I don't have to be in someone else's church to be in that kind of communion. So when you drop into this light, it actually raises you up, which sets your vibrational tone as well as your path in your daily life. and over the course of over 2019 to a very high frequency, which means you can witness all of the darkness that's unfolding as humanity is deciding, do I want to keep learning from the dark or do I want to actually remember my light? You remain invincible amidst all of the crazy disasters and all of the crazy global changes that are happening right now. You will be protected, held, nurtured. Dare I even say, you will be able to expand and continue to prosper. And I know that those are some pretty big statements, but that's what the Ascended Masters impress upon me every day is the message that I need to offer to as many light workers as possible in 2019. And this is why I created the solstice ceremony in Los Angeles, because this is where we're going to throw down as Jedi light workers and claim that divine inheritance for next year, not just for ourselves, for all of humanity, because somebody's got to do it. I mean, somebody's got to do it. Why not us? We're just the angels for the job. Why not us? We'll do it, and we'll do it with style, and we're going to have a really good time doing it too in LA. I'm just stoked. We're going to have so many angelic light workers coming together to do this work. So let's explore a little bit more of what the kind of transmission that we're going to experience in Los Angeles. All right, so let's just take a moment to invoke the Ascended Masters. And I'm going to, for those of you who don't know anything about the Sophia Code or what I believe in, I want you to know that all names of God are welcome here from any lineage and any tradition, whatever gets you going to feel that connection with the universe and that you're held and that you're unconditionally loved. That name of God is welcome here. But I call that Sophia. Because when God came knocking, she was the white light and the dark womb of all that is, the creatrix of all life. And that's what she asked me to call her. So you'll hear me say the word Sophia, but you can also, you're welcome to use whatever name of God works for you here. All right, Holy Mother, Holy Father, creatrix of all life, Sophia God, thank you so much for this opportunity to come together in prayer and communion with this incredible community of light. All of these amazing angels in human form from around the world. Thank you so much that the consciousness that you are could never leave us, could never abandon us, could never leave us to our own devices because you are within us. You gave us this divine inheritance of making us in your image and likeness. And we know, given the current situation of multiple global crises that we are facing as a planet and as a species, we know that there's no time like the present to make our collective decision to accept that we are sovereign and divine, and then to do amazing things with that truth. Not just to rest on the laurels of our divine inheritance, but to fulfill the divine purpose for which we came, which is to become like you, like to actively embody who you already are. You maintain all of creation and you continue to create so that we have this creative laboratory to remember that we are creators too. We are actually angels in human form that are here to create a new paradigm and usher humanity into a new paradigm of consciousness. Holy Mother Sophia God, there are many days where we feel like we're just getting by, let alone tackling a divine purpose of that magnitude. But we call upon your presence both within us and all around us to fall fresh upon us and to remind us of how easy miracles can be. For this is what all the saints and the great masters have revealed to us, that it is through our faith that we are saved. And we have every reason to have faith because you have made us in your image and likeness. So Holy Mother, Holy Father, Sophia God, we call upon the faith that we may be lacking in to be restored in ourselves now, in the power of our own divinity. We call upon your Holy Spirit, your Buddha light, your great spirit, whatever lineages we are praying from, whatever traditions we call upon that presence that you are to fall fresh on every single person listening to this transmission, both during the live call and during the replay. We welcome the waves upon waves of your holy light, enfolding us in your wings, in your mother's milk, in your stardust, in your unconditional love, in your fire and in your water, in your earth and in your precious breath of life, air. Thank you for reconciling us, with our own divinity. And Holy Mother, we now welcome your amazing High Council of Ascended Masters on teachers on the sovereign divinity of humanity. And we call forth and we welcome the Sophia Dragon Tribe. Thousands upon thousands of Ascended Masters who are experts on how to do the very process that we are all walking through right now. How to remember that we are divine and how to do something awesome with it. Thank you so much to every single Ascended Master who's present here. And we call forth 8 particular key codes at this time to bless and to create a sanctuary for every single person on this call. At this time, we welcome and call forth the Ascended Master Isis, she of 1,000 names. We welcome and call forth Hathor, she of 1,000 voices. I welcome and call forth the Divine Feminine Ascended Master Green Tara. We welcome and call forth beautiful Mother Mary, she of 1,000 roses. We welcome and call forth your beloved Ascended Master who's overlighting tonight's ceremony, beautiful Mary Magdalene. She's also arriving with Ascended Master Jesus and the entire order of Magdalena. We also welcome beautiful Kuan Yin, Maha Avatar Babaji, the Holy High Seraphim, the Sophia Dragons, and precious white buffalo woman, she of 1,000 thunder beings in white clouds, as well as the white buffalo star nation. In the center of our sacred circle, we call forth and welcome the collective I Am presence, which is comprised of each of our higher self-consciousness, creating a beautiful holy field of light for each of us to accelerate in our evolution now, right here in this moment, as we open up our body, hearts, and minds to experience a next level meditation that helps us to flex our angel wings in 2019, including right now, starting now. So Isis is stepping forward with Mary Magdalene, and they're going to be offering us some rites of passage here. As Isis steps forward, she is facing you and she is holding what is called an ankh. If you're unfamiliar with what an ankh is, it looks a lot like the cross in Egypt. It's the most sacred symbol of ancient Egypt. And it's one of the most powerful symbols that we can use in 2019 to claim life, the prayer for more life. Part of the dark agendas that are running right now, both in the United States and around the world, with mind control programs, chemical warfare. It's the program for people to kill themselves. It's the program of suicide. And so the ankh, if you wear an ankh, especially if you have an ankh hanging in your home, it will continually regenerate and refresh your mind to remember that your prayer is not to leave this planet. Your prayer is for more life. Your prayer is to keep your angel wings up and out, not to hide and cower, but to blaze your light and claim more life. That life is your divine right. So Isis is coming forward with this beautiful ankh of life, and she's blessing your third eye, to open your third eye, to bless your heart, and to bless your womb. And for the men or non-binary individuals on this call, everyone has a womb space. It's at your second chakra. There's a spiritual womb space within everyone, because everyone is a creatrix creator God here on earth. It's another ray of the divinity that you are. So she's blessing these centers within you to open. These are centers: your heart, your sacral chakra, your throat, your third eye. These are centers for leadership. Okay? So wherever you're at with your leadership and your divine purpose, this is that next step blessing. Isis's wings are wide open. Many of you know that Isis is a divine feminine ascended master who is winged. In her lifetime on earth, she actually manifested, by the end of her lifetime, she was so powerful, she manifested her soul's etheric wings in physical reality. So her initiates, the people that she governed, could see her angelic wings in physical form. And this is what way showers do. We show collective populations what's possible beyond limited constructs of what we're taught to believe. All right. So she's showing you her beautiful multicolored wings. They're shifting between different colors. They're going from white to different rainbow, and as well as has an iridescent sheen to it. And as her wings are up and she's blessing you with the Ankh, she is singing the songs of Sophia. And her song is blessing your body, heart, and mind. And what she's saying is she's clearing the path for you on your way to this winter solstice portal. The winter solstice portal 2018, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks here. It's a major portal. It's a moment that whether you can join us in Los Angeles or you'll be joining us through your heart center, lighting a candle. There's a reason why the Ascended Masters absolutely asked that I create this ceremony in Los Angeles for this portal. It's that important. I wasn't planning on it at all. 2019 is going to be such a big shift for all of us that we must consider this portal and as an opportunity to go as deep as you can within you and to really excavate any places within you that you believe are broken or unforgivable or resentful, and it's just time to get really, really sober, clear, and straight with it and resolve it. Because anything that you are attached to or identified with that's not your true self in 2019, it's going to leave you susceptible to being manipulated by these energies next year. There's just no more, we don't have the luxury anymore of being like halfway into our spiritual journey and halfway out. It's 100% game on now. And I'm not saying that in a fearful way. I'm saying it is like, this is the get to moment. You don't want to see this level of extreme darkness on the planet anymore. It's that time then to get super clear and empowered about who you really are. And so this winter portal, which is the darkest night of the year in this hemisphere on the planet, this is that moment where you can go super deep inside of yourself and just say, thank you so much to whatever attachments to darkness that have held you back, and say, I'm done. You've been this magnificent teacher for me. You've kept me confused. You've helped me continue to sabotage myself. You've kept me away from the people that I need. You've kept me isolated or held back in my career or in my community. You've been a master teacher. Time to be done with you. But that means you might have to go through some grief. It might mean you might have to go through an adjustment period. Use that stargate of the winter solstice to empower you, to give you that quantum leap leg up of letting go of the past, because there's no more time for the past anymore. It is on, present moment, game on. How wildly present can you become to the present moment? That's where your angelic light is going to become very, very useful, not just for everyone else, but for making medicine on yourself. Because if you're letting go of that much darkness or what's been holding you back all year long, you're going to get to claim so much more of your own higher self's light, that angelic light, first for you, filling yourself up, maybe even overflowing from your heart in 2019. So Isis is clearing that path for you all the way through to that December 21st mark. And so just take this moment to gaze from where you stand now across the space-time continuum, and to really be present with yourself on December 21st, 2018. See yourself on December 21st, 2018, standing here, and see Isis blessing that quantum timeline that you're on, headed towards that winter solstice portal right now. Maybe you'll see this golden light extending from her heart and your heart all the way to that moment on the winter solstice where you're deciding that you're going to become the greatest version of yourself in 2019. And see yourself on that night, winter solstice 2018, opening your heart, opening your hands to receive the miracles that you are sending forward to yourself from now to then. because you just don't know what's going to happen that weekend. You could have a complete spontaneous awakening on this winter solstice. It's really that powerful this year. It's really that exciting. But with any massive awakening, any quantum leap, there's got to be an integration process. So what if you were the angel now in this present moment for your future self? And you decided to be such an angel to yourself that you begin to send love and integration to yourself all the way to the winter solstice, December 21st, 2018. Just bless yourself up, you and Isis. And Isis is holding that Ankh like a torch of light so that you can make some really exceptional decisions for yourself between now and then. And sometimes an exceptional decision is as simple as not reacting and instead responding in a situation that you generally are triggered or reactive to. You might have noticed during this recent Mercury retrograde, which we've just come out of, that you were exploring how to respond differently to things that you previously would react to. That's the heightening of the polarity testing us at this time on how much we've learned over the past 10 years of our life. We're closing a massive chapter, with this winter portal. How much have you learned over the past 10 years of your life? Chances are good, a lot. But all of that journey that you've lived up until this point, this very poignant present moment, has been setting you up, lining you up to not just be the most exceptional human being ever, but to also identify and remember you are a divine human being. You are an angel in human form. That alone is a quantum leap for most light workers. Even for light workers who know it. It's like, yeah, I'm an angel. No, it's like, no. I see angels. I've seen angels since childhood. They're the most incredible beings you can ever lay eyes on. And you're one of them. You need to get with that in 2019. We all do. It's really, really powerful. Angels are so stunning to look at. You want to close your eyes and turn away because it's blinding. That's you in human form. And you don't have to believe that for it to still be true. It's still true, regardless of whether you accept it or not. But 2019 and the winter solstice portal is what's opening us to this journey that we're taking in 2019 to get over it and get into it. Big time. So many people often, they look at their spiritual journey like I have to. And it's like, if you really get over that thing and you get into it, it's a get to. You're like, oh my God, I get to be this amazing of a divine human being. Eventually, all you can do is say thank you over and over again. Your life becomes overflowing gratitude, even for the most mundane tasks of your daily life. You're just like, oh my God, thank you, God. I get to be this vehicle that gets to learn this much all of the time, even when everything's chaotic and crazy and I don't know how it's all going to come together, all the moving parts and pieces and the family members and the animals and the companies, and just like, thank you. Angels are really good at saying thank you. Wow. And so that's where and if the vibrational reality of gratitude, appreciation, the constant thank you, that's seventh plane consciousness. Because when you're in the seventh plane with Sophia Source, you're practically on your face saying thank you over and over and over again. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is the true nature of reality. Holiness, purity, goodness, unconditional divine love. This is how everything is still spinning in its orbit. It's because it's this holy and it's this pure and it's this good. It's this much of a blessing. You tap into that, there's nothing but thank yous on repeat. And that thank you on repeat is the vibrational reality that's shifting humanity out of its selfish, drunk, addicted, violent addiction to suffering. You got to be that angelic vibration of gratitude all of the time in 2019. And the solstice is what's initiating us to step into a ministry of that much power. So solstices and equinoxes are my favorite times of the year because they're so intense. My rising sign's in Scorpio, so it's just like I thrive on intensity. I'm all about it. I'm not afraid of it. I love intense people. I'm just like, what? Okay, yeah. For some people, I'm just way too much for them. I'm just like, I get it. It's just not a problem. It's like, I'm here to do the whole deal in this lifetime, and the whole deal in this lifetime is super intense, but it's like, it's that same thing, get to or have to, I don't know. So up to you to decide. But the reason why I like solstices and equinoxes is because the energy is that intense. It brings you into that the sobriety of the present moment of like, yeah, all right, it's time to do my inner work. Got it. Clearly, there's nothing else to do but surrender into divine will, lay down my ideas, thoughts, and preferences about what I think I'm doing this weekend, and get with the fact that there's a portal opening, and I have a lot more connection, an easier connection to the higher realms to make these shifts in my consciousness right now. There's a reason why there's only 4 of them during the year. You've got time to integrate between each gateway, between the spring equinox and the summer solstice and the fall equinox and the winter solstice. We're just integrating between those doorways of consciousness blasting us open. So we're already in that portal, walking into the winter solstice. You and I are already in ceremony. Whether you're coming to the LA ceremony, we hope that you can, or not, you will be in ceremony during the winter solstice. The energies of the universe become, the veils become very thin, and the realms become very loud. So you can hear your guides a lot more clearly, or at the very least, you can feel it. You can feel your intuition more strongly. Your emotions become more heightened. But what does that mean? It means that you are receiving information that it's time to change again. So much of humanity is addicted to thinking it can somehow control an outcome and stay the same. The truth is, the only thing that stays the same in your human journey is change. You're always evolving, and you're always integrating that evolution. So as we approach these solstices and equinoxes, we become even more lucid and clear about the dream that we are dreaming. And we identify, okay, I have a choice about this dream that I'm dreaming. How do I want to set the resonance for the next 4 months of this dream until the next portal? And then into the next portal. Every portal that you and I are walking through in this particular lifetime is an ascension portal. There isn't an equinox or a solstice that isn't an ascension portal in this lifetime. We all arrived here to this Harvard University of Human School, humanities evolutionary school here in this part of the universe, because we want to be done with several eons of karma that have involved annihilation and war consciousness, evolving us spiritually. Eventually, as a spiritual being, you identify, how much longer do I need to learn about the love and light that I am from the conflict of war, tyranny, domination, and control? Or I could just learn about divine love from divine love. There are so many souls here on this planet that really want to be done with that journey of pulverizing themselves to remember who they really are. And it's really those people, such as that include you and I, at the leading edge of consciousness to show the way. So here's the next step that we're going to take to get us prepared for this incredible ascension portal that's coming up this winter solstice. Mary Magdalene is coming forward, and she is placing her hands on your shoulders. She's standing in front of you. She's very beautiful. For those of you who are new to Mary Magdalene, have nothing to do with her, she was never a prostitute. You can read about her in the Sophia Code. She was a highly educated, profoundly intelligent woman, an oracle, a high priestess. She was She had incredible freedom. She came from a very wealthy family. She donated most of her money to Jesus, to the ministry that most people just see as Jesus's ministry, but it was actually a shared ministry between her and him and all of the other initiates of the Holy Family. So this is the woman that's standing before you with her beautiful diamond light radiating out of her eyes and out of her smile. And I invite you to drop into your heart and to breathe into your heart and to allow your heart to open to the presence of Mary Magdalene, blessing you right now. Her hands on your shoulders. And then she takes her right hand and she places it on your heart. And I invite you to just breathe into how much love she is transmitting from her hand into your heart. You want to talk about spiritual maturity, multidimensionality, while also being an incredible vehicle of grounded divine nature. You're talking about mentoring with Mary Magdalene. You may begin to feel her crystalline and diamond light transmission literally radiating as rays back through your shoulders, down your spine. You may feel a little bit of a Kundalini activation at the base of your spine. And there's this golden light that is descending down the back of your crown chakra and down your vertebrae. And as it runs down your back and activates your heart, there is a layer that is being completely dissolved off of you. You don't have to understand why this much grace is blessing you now. All you have to do is receive it. And just feel this layer completely being removed from you through the divine intervention of Mary Magdalene. She's saying whatever is being released from your field is due to all of the exceptional inner work, prayer and meditation, whatever you've been able to be in communion with your connection to God over the past few months. She's saying, thank you. I'm here to bless you for your willingness to be this present and sober to your journey. And for those of you who are new to my container and to this work, I don't use the word sobriety just in regards to addictions. I use the word sobriety in how clear can you become to every present moment, including sobriety from codependency, sobriety from self-sabotage, sobriety from self-hatred, sobriety from self-abandonment, sobriety to self-love, into self-love, into self-communion. Sobriety from turning away from yourself. Sobriety to turn into yourself and open yourself up. Mary Magdalene and now Mother Mary is appearing as well. And Mother Mary is activating your arms. So you might, if you are in a position, please, if you're driving, don't do that. But open up your arms the way Mother Mary opens her arms and just feel your arms being blessed by Mother Mary as instruments of divine grace. And Ascended Master Jesus is coming forward to bless your hands. It's a very interesting blessing. I wasn't expecting this at all. And Jesus is asking you to consider that whatever you do with your hands between now and the solstice, how can it be done with the most healing touch, the most presence, and the most kindness and healing light towards yourself first between now and the solstice? You may even feel energy popping out of the tips of your fingers because of Jesus's blessing over your hands. And I'm hearing the words from Jesus for all of us to give up the belief that we have to be martyrs for Christ consciousness, because that's not true. We need to be living prosperous, happy lives to share about Christ consciousness. Nobody's going to believe you otherwise. Even in our suffering, in the ways that we are learning how to grow through suffering or through the challenges of suffering and releasing our attachments to suffering, that there is the grace of our own healing light and love that comes through our hands and is given as medicine to ourselves and to others. All right, so Mary Magdalene is bringing her hands over your face, and she's anointing your third eye. She's anointing your high heart. She's anointing your heart center. And as she does, I invite you to, if your angel wings are not out, to begin to unfurl your angel wings and allow them to tower above your head. For those of you who feel shy or vulnerable, if this is really happening, or is this crazy lady with her microphone making this crap up, no problem. Not a problem. That's what you have imagination for. The truth is, you do actually have etheric angel wings. Anyone who comes from the realms that we do has them. We bring them here. So you can just imagine, just practice with your imagination, and just visualize what would your angel wings look like. You can pick any color. You might intuitively know what color they already are. Could be one of your favorite colors. Yeah. And for those of you who are absolutely like, not a problem, I know I have angel wings and they're already up and out, Kaia, because we've been doing this for all year together in the Sophia Code curriculum or in prayer collective calls. Yeah, let's see. Sonia said her wings are silver. That's awesome. Thanks so much for texting that in. We've got someone, Woodland Crystal Shop has purple angel wings. Who else? Who else has got a color for their angel wings? You're welcome to write in the comment feed what your angel wings are. So that was really fun. Thanks everyone for doing that. So just, if your wings are already up and out, I invite you to feel them pulsing in the air around you. Feel the molecules of air around you begin to shift and move. Use your imagination to visualize the very oxygen in the room begin to be blessed by the rush of your angel wings pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. And what's so interesting is that the taller you allow your angel wings to remain up, you'll feel that the muscles in your back are actually connected to the etheric light body of your angel wings. And so, funny enough, to keep your angel wings open and out all of the time means that it's going to support you to keep your heart open, no matter what. Even when you're triggered or upset with somebody, even when there's disasters happening around the world, or maybe you're even amidst a disaster. I traveled the world for 9 months this year, and I happened to be around a lot of them. Was even trapped in one for 4 days during the Hurricane Lane. So it's like, your angel wings staying open is what can help. It keeps your heart open. If your heart's open, that means you're always going to be able to channel the divine solutions and the positive resonance that you need to maintain to stay in alignment with your highest and best good, with the highest outcome wherever you are and whatever you're navigating. If your heart's open, supported and protected by your angel wings, it's game on for how unlimited your reality can become. For those of us listening on Instagram, you can catch me on Facebook Live. For whatever reason, the Instagram Live is about to end. So I'm just going to turn this off real quick. So feeling your angel wings pulsing, 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 shifting the air around you. And notice how that the inner cavity surrounding your heart chakra, you can feel the musculature pulling back, causing you to stand taller or sit taller. And what is that connected to? It's connected to taking pride in yourself, owning your power, owning your light, honoring, revering, and respecting who you really are. Angels are constantly working with us. Our guardian angels and the archangels are constantly working to build up our self-esteem. But your own angel wings are actually continually making medicine on yourself when you keep them up and open. They are continually making medicine on yourself so that your self-esteem continues to grow and elevate your sense of self-worth, which is exactly what the patriarchal agenda wants to attack right now and in 2019. You have got to get very clear that self-love and self-worth are it's foundational, absolutely foundational for your success and your sanity in 2019. And if you keep your angel wings open, that strength, the willingness to choose self-esteem, to choose the truth of your worthiness, that's a vibrational resonance that protects you from these lower level thought forms and allows for you to be a guide and a way shower for others that may be very influenced by these agendas of mind control and annihilation. I know some of this might sound extreme, but it doesn't take much to start digging to find out what's really going on this planet right now and how much your angelic light and your angel wings are needed to be open all of the time from now on till the rest of your life. We can shift into a golden age of miracles, as the Ascended Masters teach us about in the Sophia Code cosmology. But it begins with us being the miracle first. It's not something that we build outside of us. It's what we build from the inside out and then flows out of us as angelic light, as holy water. And yes, as the constructs of new paradigm blessings, businesses, ministries, temples, corporations, new governments, but it's got to come from within first. That's the prayer and that's the Jedi mission. So feeling the muscles of those wings all the way up, feel those muscles traveling all the way down your back. And Mary Magdalene is blessing your back, blessing those muscles. And I invite you to take 3 deep breaths. And those 3 deep breaths are bringing you life and new commitment and new willingness for you to keep your angel wings open. Now, for every day between now and the winter solstice, I'd like you to occasionally stop throughout your day and just for 30 seconds or 5 minutes, or if you really want to go for it, you could even do like a 20-minute meditation every day and add this to your practice. I want you to just take a moment, wherever you are, and just remember that your wings are there and move your shoulders around. Feel you're flexing your wings even higher and more wide, and you're strengthening your back muscles, and you're keeping your heart open in all circumstances. And visualize, bring more and more energy and attention to your wings every day between now and the solstice. And what I'm hearing from Mary Magdalene is you're going to be surprised by the peppering of miracles that unfolds for you as you walk towards the solstice with this visualization every day. And it can be as simple as 5 minutes a day where you play. You can be very, very playful. And you can visualize light coming out of your wings. You could visualize blessings coming out of your wings, maybe for yourself in the mirror. As you look in the mirror, you could visualize it going to a loved one or to a pet. You could visualize bringing your wings and wrapping them around someone that you're hugging. You could visualize your wings blessing your office space and raising the vibration without even a word to anyone at your workplace. You could visualize your wings sending energy across the planet to people or a country or to a loved one that needs extra support. Maybe you know someone that has passed on. You could visualize your wings directing them light as almost like an arrow to the source, so that that soul knows exactly where to go as they transition over back to the Holy Mother. A lot of souls don't know where to go after they transition over. It's very sad. You could also visualize your angel wings reaching out to a friend or a family member that you miss very much, and you could ask their higher self to show you their wings. And you could watch your wingtips meet with their wingtips across the heart waves. And to feel the blessing that you are as an angel on earth, to practice it just a little bit more every day. I'll tell you what, ever since the Ascended Masters asked me to start teaching about this, like no more hiding your wings, because I used to hide my wings on and off. And they're like, Kaia, you can't do that anymore. You have to keep your wings out and open all of the time. As soon as I started teaching about this, I have felt significantly lighter. And I'm under a lot of pressure every day. I've got a lot going on in my ministry and my businesses and the international movement that I'm leading. But this energy of keeping my wings up and open and practicing these visualizations has actually aligned me with a deeper understanding of just how powerful I am. And I truly pray for this same empowerment to unfold for you every day, every step of the way that you are walking towards this winter solstice in 2018. I'd like to invite Mary Magdalene and the entire Order of Magdalene to seal these blessings and seal this transmission up in the light and fire of your own Holy Spirit. That any final moments of deep communion with Mary Magdalene that you'd like to drink in at this time, to feel her here with you and her gorgeous diamond light. Excuse me. And let's just say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mary Magdalene. Thank you for reminding me of what was already here as a part of me, my own angel wings that I can resource every day, like magic, real magic. That's where magic comes from. The miraculous power of our divinity. That's real magic. Thank you, Mary Magdalene, for reconciling us just a little bit more, and maybe a whole lot more tonight, depending on what you received, with the truth, the light, the fire, the way of our own angelic nature here in human form. Thank you, Holy Mother, Holy Father, Sophia, God, Great Spirit, that one Buddhic consciousness of Christ consciousness that you have created this entire universe, multi-universe with. Thank you to all of our guides. Thank you to the Ascended Masters. Thank you to the star nations and all of our guardian angels and archangels for being so present with us all of the time, especially when we're totally checked out and forget to call upon your help. Thank you for the incredible, immaculate, divine resonance that you are continually maintaining for us as we awaken to what is possible in our human journey. Thank you for continuing to bless each and every person on this call as they continue to walk with their heads high, their angel wings open, in practicing and remembering their true worth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Amen. And I want to thank you so much for joining tonight live with me here and spending a little bit of time together. As always, it's such a pleasure to come together with you in this way. You are each in my prayers. There's nothing that I know more than how much I'm in prayer for humanity and truly for every soul connected to the divine feminine Christ movement, to all lineages who are in service to the highest light, for all of the initiates around the world that are part of the Sophia Code movement and the curriculums. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your continued support. I truly hope that we get to meet you in Los Angeles in person. We have some incredible activations that we're going to be doing and a Stargate ceremony on December 21st. And we're also going to be doing an Ascended Master Immersive on Saturday afternoon in Santa Monica. We'll be at the beautiful Santa Monica Women's Club. And it's just a really amazing space with a really rich history of feminine activism, women for the women's rights movement. And what I love the most about it is that it was a ballroom during World War II. They never stopped dancing. at the Women's Club. And they did that as a form of activism to show the beauty of life must continue amidst even the greatest darkness. And I can't think of a better place to celebrate the divine feminine, to celebrate our shared sovereign divinity, to celebrate our right to the beauty way, and to create a beautiful new paradigm, even amidst such polarized times of darkness. And of course, it's going to be happening in the city of angels. So it's the most perfect place to get your angel wings up and to keep them up and to witness so many light workers doing the same thing there right by your side. So I hope we get to see you. It's going to be a truly magical and very potent evening and really weekend together to walk through this portal as through the Stargate of the ceremonial weekend together. I love you all so much. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit my website, kaiara.com, and we'll see you next time on Facebook Live. Namaste.